Hey y'all, today we are trying Haejang-guk, which is a Korean hangover soup. This is one of the dishes that I really wanted to try while in Korea, and I'm actually going to be leaving the country soon, so I was like, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and try it. But luckily enough, I found one a few minutes away from my guest house in Dongdaemun, so here I am trying it. You really just order it off this kiosk, and then you could pick your seat, but they actually just send you a seat, and you get to sit down, you get your banchan, and you wait for your soup to come out. And there's the rice, of course. I love how they put the rice in these metal bowls and keep them hot and warm. And before I knew it, my soup came out piping hot and ready to chow down. If you saw my samgyetang video, you probably noticed it was served in a similar dish. Oftentimes in Korean cuisine, when they serve hot dishes, they'll serve it in this bowl called tteokbaeji, I pronounced it as best as I could, which is an earthenware dish that keeps soup hot for long periods of time, which is perfect for hot dishes. I grabbed my utensils out the side of my table, which is a thing in Korea, and I think it's super convenient because have you ever dropped a utensil in like a Western restaurant and you're just sitting there awkwardly like, damn, I gotta get the waiter or the waitress to get another one? Well, here you can just grab it yourself. But y'all, when I saw this soup, I don't know if you could tell on my face, I was disappointed. Oh, I was so disappointed. I was disappointed because it did not match my expectations. And when I get disappointed about food, y'all, I get blown. Like, I was so blue. Like, I don't even gotta tell you because you probably see it on my face. But the reason why I was actually disappointed was partially a fault of my own. There was like a translation error in what I thought that hangover soup was, Haejang-guk was. I thought it was gonna have a bunch of fun things like ox blood and like sundae, which is a type of blood sausage. Just a bunch of wild stuff that I'd never tried before, and I was just excited to see how they could work together, if I would like it or not. But I discovered that Haejang-guk is like a blanket term for hangover soups, and there are different types of hangover soup. And the hangover soup I thought that I was getting is called Haejang-guk. But you know, when I put my translation camera to translate the text of what I was ordering, it said it was Haejang-guk. But the whole time, I think this is a dish called gamjaetang. So there's just a whole bunch of translation things happening, and I ended up not getting the dish that I was so looking forward to ordering. But I feel like once the initial disappointment kind of wore off, I could appreciate the dish that I ordered for what it actually was, which is a rib bone soup. And like I said, I'm kind of confused. I don't know if gamjaetang is a type of Haejang-guk, but this restaurant in particular, I feel like specializes in hangover soup, so I think it is one. If one of you guys know, please leave in the comments, but as of now, I really don't know. It's kind of like the question, is a rhombus a square? But like I mentioned, the initial disappointment has worn off, so now it is time to throw down. It is time to get busy on this food. I put my little seasons in there. I'm getting my enthusiasm to eat back. It's time to get busy. But the soup doesn't really have a lot going on. It has your napa cabbage, it has green onions, and some other aromatics I can taste inside. But I think the main star of the show is really supposed to be that pork rib bone, and it is good. It's nice and tender, and it falls off the bone pretty easily. The broth is also pretty tasty. I think overall the dish is nicely seasoned. Now, if you notice my banchan from earlier, they've given me some radish kimchi, they've given me some whole garlic cloves, and they've also given me what looks to be mustard and I think vinegar, and you can add it inside the soup. And I think it's a nice compliment to a hearty soup. If you've watched some of my other videos, I feel like I've said it somewhere before, but I love a tangy and savory pairing. I think that's like one of the best flavor pairings, and it complements really well. You don't need to add too much to the soup, but if you add like a little bit of the mustard to your bites, or like when I put in a small little bowl, it tastes pretty good. Hangover soup is exactly what the name implies. It's for to cure hangovers. It's a pretty popular dish in Korea because Korea has a big drinking culture. So it's no surprise that after a night out, people want something to kind of ease that headache away. I don't know the magic behind the soup, and I wasn't hungover when I had it, so I don't know if it actually works. But if you've had hangover soup after having a terrible hangover, put in the comments if you think it works or not. In Korea, when you eat something with a lot of like remains and bones, they give you a little table trash can to put it in. I think that's pretty cool, so you can get the junk out the way and continue eating your delicious food. But y'all, for somebody who was so disappointed in the beginning, I have thrown down on this food. It wasn't this super crazy exotic meal that I wanted to try, but it was simple and tasty nonetheless.